right, Matt. Ready when you are.
We are good.
Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on this amazing Tuesday evening, April 17th, 2018.
Tax day.
Another episode of Let's Talk Battle Rap. You got your host, France, alongside my co-host, Program V.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Chilling, my brother. Just sat in some god-awful New York City traffic, but I'm here.
Regular shit.
Regular, degular. I'm here, ready to talk battle rap, my brother.
Yo, man, it's been a big week already. It's only Tuesday.
Huge week, man. Huge week.
So URL threw out the full Born Legacy card. Before we even get to the card, I don't know if you've seen, they just recently put out a video
Of what?
of their entire calendar for like at least for a part of the year.
Oh,
Did you see it?
Nah,
Listen, man.
I was at work.
They announced Born Legacy May 12th.
Uh-huh.
They announced Survivor Series June 2nd.
Right.
They announced Gnome's going to be towards the end of June.
End of June?
I think so.
Okay.
No date.
Uh-huh.
They announced Initiation, so it's a brand new
West
series,
Coast.
I guess, it's starting in the West Coast, and it says it's
Uh-huh.
going to be a heavy card. Interesting.
We'll see.
They announced Smack Volume 3, August 24th.
What about the Summer Madness? Did they announce that?
No, they didn't announce Summer Madness.
They saving that one.
They're
Smack
saving that
Volume
one.
3, August 24th.
Yeah, man.
URL has got their foot on everyone's necks right now, and they are applying pressure.
And they're expanding. North Carolina, California. Gnome's in Houston.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, man.
What do you think about that?
I'm interested to see the demographics. I know they wouldn't pick that city if they didn't think they could get a good turnout.
That's how I feel. I feel like they had to do the research,
Mm-hmm.
and they know that the turnout probably going to be all right. It's probably going to be good, actually. My only concern is the crowd, that large of a crowd. Is it seasoned enough?
Are they ready? Are they ready for
Are
that?
they ready
Do they deserve Gnome?
Oh, man.
Is that what you're getting at?
I'm going to save that one. I'm not even going to go there with that one. But my thing is, are they ready for because I don't want to hear someone say, yo, for the cocoa bread, I'll bust you open like a beef patty. And everyone go, oh, man, that's the hardest thing I ever heard, man. Oh, goddamn, man. And then we're going to be sitting there looking at it like, what? I'm hoping that's not what we get.
The one thing I could say, so far from all these expansion ventures, they've gotten pretty non-biased crowds.
Right.
Out in all the traffic cards, been non-biased crowds. The Survivor Series, great crowd. So North Carolina is the next stop right now.
I'm not necessarily worried about if they're going to be biased or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just worried about, are they going to be a seasoned enough crowd? You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get big crowds, and then they catch some of the super duper simple stuff, and then they cheer at wrong times, and then it makes the battle awkward. And I'm like,
you know what? Like, a part of me would be concerned about that, but a part of me also feels like New York still hasn't found the solution to that either. So
we get a pass though.
I'll give them a shot.
And are they gonna boo? I'm afraid they're not gonna boo.
I don't think so.
But we need that though.
We need that?
If someone is up there shitting the bed, you need that. Come on, man. Certain people need to feel the wrath to know that it's real. Because if they don't,
I'm not mad at the booze. It's just when I think of the booze, for the most part, it's very unwarranted sometimes.
Reckless booing, I'm not a fan of.
Right.
Warranted booing, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? I'm all for it, man. But URL's going to Houston, man. That's big. That's an untapped market out there. If they can expand to the South and really make it a thing and really put their foot down, it's big for battle rap, no matter what. My feelings of what the fans could be like aside is good. You got to take the show on the road, expand it, and show people these young superstars in real life and let people really get a chance to see what it's like to be at a real URL event, not at an event with a couple of URL battlers. You know what I mean?
100%
big difference. And if Smack is there, come on, man. It's official. If he's there, it's official. So
100%, man.
I'm excited, man. Smack in H-Town, I'm excited, my brother. I'm excited.
Without any further delay, man, let's roll into this Born Legacy Supreme 2 card,
Let's
man.
do it, my brother.
So,
BLS 2.
We got the vets versus the sophomores, but at the top of the card, we got Av. I don't really think Av's a sophomore. I think he's more like a junior.
Yeah, as you know, as we said in the past show, This is really vets versus, guys who are out of that rookie phase and making their bones, and this
Right.
is their opportunity to really come up. And they got some guys who are gonna have some challenges on this thing, man.
Man, I'll start with the bottom of the card.
Mm.
The first match of the card, JC and Geechee Gotti. When it was first announced, I was like, man, this is a fucking style clash. Like, I don't.
Style clash.
I was
never
like,
saw one.
I was like, God damn! Like, hold on. Like every time a random style clash match gets thrown at me, it's like a spitball in my face, and I don't know how to react to it.
What, yo, man? Whatever the randoms come up, to me it always screams out hidden agenda.
Right,
Hidden
right,
agenda.
right.
So I always think about this. Oh, are they trying to sacrifice someone, or are they trying to bring someone up? You know what I mean? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Gotti's out of his comfort zone.
Mhm.
Not out of his comfort zone, because I don't know what he can do outside of Cali. But he's not going to be at home for the first time.
Yes.
And he's faced the JC, who was good versus Twerk, but, came up
A little short.
came up a little short, a little stumbling here and there, but great material. And he's going to be out there bouncing back. And I am excited for this battle, my brother.
So for me, right, everybody on the right-hand side of the car, which is the sophomores, they all have something to prove in this car. While everybody on the left-hand side already knows the formula, and all they have to do is just bring
That's it.
themselves to the battle.
That's it.
Lucky for us, we haven't had a JC battle in close to 6 months, so he should be
He
recharged.
should be.
And Geechee, this is his first test away from home.
Right, and he's fresh out from another stint again.
Yeah. So we don't gotta say free. I feel like I'm saying free him every other couple weeks, but
I think Geechee goes in to get the free dental work. I think he's like, I got a toothache. I'm about to bust her upside the head and go get this tooth fixed and come right back
Pulling a
out.
Caldwell Pope, man, just like go to jail a couple of days, come
Come
right
back,
back,
chill out. You know what I mean? Shout
But-
out to him though, man. But what do you think about this battle, man?
So overall, this is a good opportunity for JC to potentially match the style clash where it becomes a preference battle and he doesn't look bad, or he could make a statement and get a 3-0. But the 3-0 will have to come with also Geechee performing bad, unfortunately. Like, if Geechee gets a little bit of exposed to, like, okay, this crowd doesn't adapt to him, he's not as strong on the road, and JC is on point lyrically, he can make his conversation right back up there with the way fans are. Boom.
He'll sneak back up there. But for me, I'm really interested to see how Geechee is going to approach this battle, because I saw his last battle. Oh, man, who was it? It was a one-rounder against Diesel. Did you see that battle?
Yeah.
Did you notice in that battle, when Diesel went to go shake his hand, Geechee shoved his hand halfway across the stage, and he was like, nah, I ain't with that. This dude's a
Right.
fraud. Like, he was not having it. And I never really saw that from him.
Right.
Like, he looked like, I don't know Diesel's background, but Geechee was looking at him like a studio gangster and didn't want no parts of it.
Mm.
So if he's doing that from
So
a guy,
Saying he could push over JC and diminish him.
I'm saying his presence versus JC's presence is gonna be super obvious.
If this match was on traffic, there's no question.
Oh, come on, man.
There's no,
Get outta here.
there's
Get
no
outta here,
question.
man.
But because of the
Flame.
playing field, that's
right,
what makes it
and
dynamic.
that's what makes it interesting. And for me, if it comes down to a strictly preference battle, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to my main man Frankie from back in the days at 8 years old. He gave me an Ice Cube tape and an NWA tape, right? What did I have doing with that in my hands at 8 years old? No business. But ever since then, I've been turned out to West Coast music
I love
and West Coast
rap.
lyricism.
Right.
And Geechee
I love
epitomizes
me some
that.
G-Funk.
When you close your eyes, you see the low riders, you see the chucks, you see what Geechee's talking about. It's more
Right.
than just lyrics. And he has the bars to back it up, and he's got the personality. And this is gonna be down in Charlotte?
North Carolina.
North Carolina? No, Raleigh. Not
Raleigh.
even Charlotte. Raleigh's a little hood, man. And like Geechee brings that flavor down there.
They might just like
And they
it.
relate to it. Cause I mean, if they're going for Jack Boy and they're going for Moon and they're going for what's the other guy? I can't remember. Young X and all
Young
those
X.
guys.
Mhm.
So, Geechee is just as hood, but he's got his own flavor and he's got the bars on top. This could be crazy, my brother.
I do like the opportunity for Geechee to diminish JC and kind of belittle him,
Mm-hmm.
but a recharge JC is not something I could go against, man.
Oh,
A recharge JC has rested the pen, put the notepad away, let his brain sizzle, and has come back to write some of his most condensed lyrics. Like when he took that little break and came back to URL last year, he got 3 30s in a row. Chef Trez 30, Chess 30, Rum Nitty at the day of 30. And he got a 30 on the Firstborn Legacy Supreme. So
Right.
I can't go against, his opportunities for here. There's neither,
I mean, but the thing is, as we know in battle rap, man, it's so hard to recharge your batteries over and over and over again. And for JC, he was looking at the GOD LUX, right? And now he's got a battle.
Now he's the opener.
He's at the bottom of the card.
He's the opener again. This is crazy.
This is nuts. You were one battle away from battling Lux.
If
Lux
he had
was
just
up
stood
for
away
it.
from all his competition,
He would have been good.
Here's the thing. JC tried to put the nail in the coffin for his year. He took T-Top, Immaculate, and Twerk. And I'm not going to lie. If he beats all three of those guys,
He looks like the man.
he's battle rapper of 2017 overall red.
He's wearing that belt.
But he didn't do that.
He ain't do it, man.
But he took this break, and I look forward to seeing JC win this. So I see we have a clash here between
Yeah,
you and
man.
I
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's preference, and I'm rooting for Geechee. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I think you can't underestimate that hunger, and I think it's after he got a taste of what it was like to be on Traffic 3, and I felt like he was victorious against Av. It's
I
like
do as well.
you got to keep the ball rolling, and I feel like he hasn't been around this battle rap world like JC has, so things are still fresh to him. This is still his first go around, and he's sharp, man. I think Geechee's gonna be ready to go. I think it's gonna be 2-1. It's a style clash. It's gonna be preference. If no one slips up, then it's whoever you like more.
I'm not mad at the match because the last random style clash we got was Iron and Rum.
And that was damn near classic.
That was a classic.
It's not far from it. I'm gonna see how in 6 months I'm gonna go back to it again.
Amazing, but it was an amazing battle.
It was an amazing battle.
So,
next battle, my
next
brother.
battle on the card: the return of X Factor, Michigan, Detroit versus Jerry West,
Brooklyn. My brother, kick it off.
So I want to point out something I noticed on the card too. A lot of the Survivor Series graduates are on this card. We got Jerry West, Snake, Glue, Ryder. And personally speaking, when I first heard the match, I was really happy for Jerry West. From his battle with Tech Nine and Ty to Jack Boyd, and now
cooking.
He's improved.
He's been cooking, man.
He has, and not just improved like lyrically in performance,
Everything,
presence,
composure,
freestyling, rebuttal, mid-round rebuttals, crowd control. Every single factor of him outside of lyricism has improved.
It's funny, man. With Jerry West, when I first saw him, he was battling Gwitty. I never heard of him. I'm like, I know Gwitty. This guy's name is Jerry West. I'll take a look at it. He's got a fancy name. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Right.
And I was like, yo, this dude is nice. I didn't think he was just like cool. I thought his punchlines was crazy. I was like, oh, kind of remind me of like, the old punchline guys. And then he got a shot on the URL. I saw another battle with him, fire. And then when he got to the URL, I'm like, yo, Homeboy's changing up everything. It was like everything was just too much, man. The kickbacks, the jumping in the crowd and all that. I'm like,
very slow cadence, and it's good.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the pace of like thinking
right,
and analyzing the battle. It's almost like he's battling in slow motion.
And then
at
he's
times.
got like the combo bars, like think this, think that. And I'm like, I can't get with this, man. Like everything I liked about him, I stopped liking about him.
I was impressed with the Jack Boy win because he was in Jack Boy's home and, took over the crowd.
Yeah.
And the battle was really late at night. I think it was the second to last battle.
Yeah.
So an anti-tired crowd, he was able to rally them up.
Yeah, and that's why I gotta say, man, like he really figured out his formula. The last 3-4 battles, he's been cooking. And I want to salute him for figuring out the formula because a lot of guys never come back from like not knowing it.
I think X Factor is a perfect name for him to get, and X Factor is a perfect name for Jerry West to come back on because it's a little bit of a clash because X Factor is more punch heavy while he has more of a presence. But it's interesting because Jerry West has found a formula, and I'll point something out interesting about X Factor. He's struggled against rappers that have charisma and presence.
Right.
Tech Nine,
Good.
Surf,
Yes.
Goods,
Yes.
Clips.
Yes.
All those battles, those guys have presence. Second, they just touch the stage and speak, the crowd's behind them. And those are the battles X Factor loses.
And X Factor also, he's been known to stumble and get the Charlie Clips mumble mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's prone to it's like you could almost see it happening. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't think West is gonna come to slack. X, I don't know what to expect from X.
I'm a little concerned because the last time we seen him touch the stage, Double Impact 2, him and Miles just didn't have the right chemistry. I guess they weren't a proper 2-on-2 fit, nor did they really like touch the crowd as much as we thought they would. Last couple of years of X Factor has been on the decline against Head Ice, against Ill Will. They took the 2-year break after his loss to Good. So like, he definitely has something to prove. And I do think, honestly, bar for bar, punch for punch, if Jerry West tries to punch with X Factor, he'll lose.
But you know what's up with X? He gets weird, man. He starts to drop like some very pause-worthy bars here and there. And it's like, man, the brothers don't want to hear that anymore. You know what I'm saying? The brothers have spoken. We don't want to hear that anymore. And it's like, I don't know where his mind frame is at. I don't know, because he got stood up his last battle. You know what I mean?
Against K-Shine.
Yeah, Shine couldn't make it that day. And then I guess X couldn't do it the next day or didn't want to. So I don't know what to really expect from him. I haven't been super duper impressed by his last couple of performances, and Wes has been cooking. So I'm going with the law of averages, man. The guy with the hot hand is the one who you keep feeding the rock to.
See, for the most part with this card, right? We're not going to compare so much resume because we're going to do resume.
Right.
The left-hand side
forget about it.
The left-hand side is all going to win.
Right.
What I'm thinking about is timing and attributes in recent performances.
Yes.
And Jerry West has all of X Factor's weaknesses, and he
Right.
understands the game right now.
Exactly.
While X Factor, even in the last couple of years where he's been battling, he still hasn't found the grasp of the crowd.
Yeah, it's like it's hit or miss, and then at times it's like when it misses, he turns on the crowd, and it's like you're not in Detroit, you turn on that crowd,
Right.
you may never get them back. You know what I mean?
Lucky for X Factor, at least for like battle rap fans like us that are, like have been following for a long time, they do have respect for him.
Right.
He's in the echelons of Rex, Smooth.
Yeah.
He's from that era.
He's a pioneer.
He's a pioneer. He will get that respect on the stage that much.
Absolutely.
And people will be silent for his first round to hear what
They're gonna
he
be
has
waiting
to
for it.
Yeah, they're gonna be waiting for it. So he has an opportunity to bring that element of surprise and come back very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But just as far as battle rap outside of like the lyrics and the punches, Jerry West has all the stuff.
I got West 2-1.
I got West as well.
Oh man,
I got West as well.
You know, I can't wait to see this, man. This is what we do this for. We put it out on the line.
Right.
We let our nuts hang, and then we come back and we compared it. If we took the L, we took the L. If we felt we were right, salute us. All right.
Right.
All right, my brother. Next matchup.
We got Math Hoffa, the bully, versus Snake Eyes. I gotta say, I love the match. I'm proud of Snake Eyes for getting this match.
He's got that plate he's been looking for.
He got it. And it's weird, right? Because all these guys are like graduates from like the Survivor Series, which was just like a couple months ago.
Right.
For me, I do feel like there's some guys on this card that graduated just a little too fast for their match. Like, I think Ryder got Cortez too soon. I think Snake is worthy of Math, but I would have liked to see Snake have one more battle before Math.
Right.
Because Mac Mel, he's a formidable opponent.
Right.
But Mac Mel's not Math.
Right.
And I would have loved to see Snake in
just a slightly higher caliber right before Math, right?
And some pressure as well.
Right.
Because I don't feel like Mac Mel gave him pressure
At all.
But you know, same situation. They're both on mutual grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Intuitively, I want to go with Snake, but when you think of everything on paper, how can you go against Math in this moment?
Dude.
It's hard to go against Math at this moment.
Bro, we must be on the same frequency, right? Because if you put it down, if you just did analytics, you would probably say, okay.
Forget resume.
Right.
I'm talking about how did your last 3 battles look?
If we're going analytics, one would say go with Snake. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm thinking about it. I've been listening to Math's last interviews. He sounds like he's rejuvenated.
He's in a different
mind state. He sounds like and you know what? I was actually watching some of his early Fight Club battles the other day.
Wow.
I went down into the vortex of the YouTubes.
Oof. That's almost that's past a decade, bro.
Bro, man, I'm an old man. I've been around.
What you watch? Math and Nems? What you watch?
Yeah, Math and Nems. I watched what they had the Math and B Benz joint.
Yeah.
They had and another old Math battle and whatnot. And the Math and Nems joint, I realized Math has a lot of charisma. He's funny and he's got punches. Don't get me wrong, sometimes the punches to me could be a little bit. Sometimes he tries too hard, I feel like. You know what I mean?
He's not a fluid puncher.
Right.
Snake has that advantage over him.
Right. And the thing with Math, too, he's also got the propensity to trip over his words a lot. I've noticed in battles. And Snake has been super clean. With all that being said, though, I don't know, man. Everything is telling me that Math should win. And I think he's going to win, though. I think he wants to win. I think he wants to prove that
this is the one match,
he's the dude.
This is the one match on the card that I feel like needs to be the classic. Because, to be honest, if Math beats Snake, unless it's like clear, he doesn't really gain much.
Right.
Whereas the risk to reward favors Snake Eyes in this match.
Absolutely.
Because all Snake Eyes there's a window that we have not seen in Snake Eyes yet. We haven't seen him in that level of motivation because every time a battle rapper is calling out certain names because it's going to push their pen, push it to a certain level. Right. And the last time I could think about a Harlem battle rapper coming up, calling out a big name was K-Shine and Verb. And we saw what happened.
This is Dot Mob. Dot Mob versus NYB all over again.
And the weird thing about Snake Eyes is he's been battling for a while. He's been out for a while.
Yeah,
he's just new to the era.
Right. He's been in the loop for a minute, and you had the interview with him, and he's been on the streets battling, and he's no new guy, and you can tell that too. You can tell from his presence, and he's been frustrated from not being able to get a plate. And he made an example out of Mac Mel, and I think he's going to step it up even more for Math. However, I think that Math realizes what's on the line here. And even though he's cool with the URL guys, I feel like he still has to show out. If there's any vet that's on this card that absolutely has to show out, it's going to be Math. There's got to be Math on this card, from the vet side anyway. I think he's going to come with it, man. I'm going to edge him.
I agree.
I think he's going to pull out a couple of veteran moves. I think he's going to pull the chair out from underneath him. I think he's going to, hit him with a couple of pump fakes here and there. And I think he might even throw Snake off or whatever, just a little bit. I think those vet moves are going to show a lot in this battle. And I think Math is going to come out victorious in this one.
I actually have Snake Eyes winning it.
Ooh.
This is just going to be following it intuitively, where I just believe that he has the toughness, and more importantly, he might see. Math has so much battles, even though Snake Eyes has been around that same time period. He doesn't have as much data.
Right.
He has the opportunity of an angle,
and we don't really know that much about him.
He has the opportunity for an angle. He's a better puncher, and more importantly, I think he will not back down to what Math wants to bring. And then when you think of Math's recent performances, they've been good. Gyms, Shoddy P, these guys aren't necessarily as aggressive as Snake Eyes.
I think we're gonna get like a Chilla level Math and a Marv 1 level Math.
Those are high levels
combined with a new move. I think Math is gonna debut something new at this battle. I think he wants to show his ass. I think he's gonna come out and he's gonna get this one. Plus, I'm Brooklyn biased. I'm rolling with the Brooklyn boy. I got Math 2-1, man. Don't prove me wrong, man. Like, you got to hold it down for us, brother.
I think I got Snake Eyes on this 2-1.
All right, brother. Man. Well, we going to see, player. We going to see.
We're going to see, man. On to the next match of the card. We spoke about this briefly. Now we can get into a little bit more detail. Shotgun Suge versus Glue Easy. So, the first time we spoke about it, we said it straight up. Yeah, Suge is just going to have his way with Glue Easy. He's going to push him around. He's going to do his thing. This is Glue Easy's test. You still feel that way?
I did. However, doesn't Suge have a battle 7 days before this battle?
That's exactly what I was going to get at. See, fortunately enough, actually, Math as well. We actually didn't. We almost forgot to skip over that. Math is also battling the week before, so that's going to credit to my Snake Eyes pick there too.
All right. Hold on. All right. let's revisit that one for one more minute. Right, one more minute. Let's go back to this Math and Snake Eyes. It's going to be really close now. It's going to be super.
He's not battling a slouch. He's battling ill will for money on the line,
and it's going to. Damn. Okay.
Right.
Ill will, money on the line. Snake Eyes, no money on the line. But it's on URL where he wants to be back all the time. So you can't slack off in either battle. Because A, you don't want to lose that bag. Because everyone keeps talking about that bag that ARP's dropping. You don't want to lose that bag and lose a recorded battle that's on records. A loss that you can't dispute.
Math needs to realize that those 2 weeks can make or break his year.
Yo, he's gotta be in the
a big
dojo, man.
He's got a big 2 weeks ahead of him.
He's gotta be focused, man. Damn. Oh my God. Yo, all right.
So Shotgun Suge's battle before Gluezy.
It's a 2-on-2.
It's a 2-on-2.
He can slack up.
So he could. His preparation won't be as intense.
He can let Jay carry the load.
Right.
70-30. They could do the old school split. You know what I'm saying? Let Jay work off all those kaboom bars. You know what I'm saying? And let him go to work.
Right.
And Sugar Bear could take the back seat and then come back and let it all out on Gluezy.
Mm-hmm.
Math, however, my brother, you have got to be focused because you cannot slack in either battle. You ain't got the wiggle room. Suge, he's got probably his next 4 battles with URL laid out. He's good. You got to come through, brother. With that being said, Snake can easily pull a minor upset here, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
It makes a whole
With
difference.
that being said, it makes a whole lot of difference.
But Gluezy doesn't have the same advantage that Snake does with his opponent battling the week before, since
Right.
it's a 2-on-2.
Right.
But Gluezy has a couple things right. He's home. His last couple matches have been good, but short preparation.
Right.
So now I get to see a fully prepared Glue. But the thing about this match, unfortunately, I don't feel like this match is meant to be, oh, it's a good battle, it's a classic, it's replay. No, somebody has to win.
Yeah.
Somebody has to leave victorious. Like Suge has beaten a lot of the young guys, Mike P,
Yeah.
Briz, Top,
All of them.
right?
Headshots.
Boom.
Headshots.
He makes these statements against the younger guys. So
Yeah.
like I've heard that like Suge battles better as an underdog. I disagree. I think he battles better as a favorite because as an underdog, he kind of like nobody expects me to win. So all I have to do is just like really pull up, do what I got to do, match your level, and somebody will think I left with a win. Well, when he's a favorite, he's battling somebody that's like, I can't lose to this guy. Like
Right.
I can't walk around like really losing to this guy.
I
like
can't lose to this rookie.
Right.
No, man. Suge, man, Suge's gonna come out with another headshot, man. He's not losing to these guys. Like, not at all. There hasn't been one guy that came close to him that was a rookie. Not one. None of them. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. I'm not betting against him, man. Like, he's proven it over and over and over again. Gluezy, you're gonna have to prove it to me that you can beat Shotgun Suge. You're good, but Suge is not losing to rookies, man. Headshot, as Suge would say, man.
I do want to say, Glue has one advantage too.
What is that?
Oh man, he can joke. He can crack on Suge, make that crowd laugh, and then easily switch right back to some aggression. So he's home. I expect his home crowd to be behind him all the way. I expect him to be behind him the entire way.
You think you're gonna get some extra home cooking?
I think so. I mean, it is what it is. When you're home, you
Right.
do
You
get
gotta
that extra
get it.
love, and I think that's going to fuel him a lot. Where like it's gonna like really help him, but like that's gotta take him over the edge. Like that can't be the factor, and that both rounds are even. He needs to win with that advantage.
But you don't think being at home sometimes like could be a bit much? Like, look at Jack Boy last time. You know, he was at home. He's talking crazy. You know, he was gonna take this dude out, and it was all right. It was just average. Like, it wasn't anything crazy.
Ryder was home and had a great performance.
You
So
know what? Yep.
it goes both ways.
Don DeMarco. I can't argue that, man. I can't argue that. I think Glue's gonna have a great showing, but I think Suge is he's just gonna be the ultimate vet. And like I said last time, man, if he pulls out one of those jackhammer moves or a DDT, well, not the DDT, the spin move, the dunk.
Suge said, I think on the 15-minute Fame Radio, like he has family down there, like he's known
Yeah,
out there. Like,
yeah.
like, that's his home too.
He said that's his second home.
So like I trust in that where he's gonna come out there and like, you know what? When am I gonna come out here to battle again?
Oh my
God.
God.
So that's why I also think about it as well. Like you have home court advantage, but how much is that? Like, if that isn't going to make you win the battle,
Right.
take you to the next level, then it's not going to do much for you.
It don't matter. Or if they're gassing you too much and then the battle looks trash, you know what I'm saying? But if Suge brings out like 50 people out there,
that'd be
60
crazy.
People, it's gonna be crazy. There's no way Glue's gonna win that. If Suge is 60 deep, he's not.
I think he'll be 20 deep. I think he'll be a good 20 deep.
And it's gonna be a loud 20. That 20's gonna sound like 60. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got Suge with it, man. I don't see Glue with it.
I got Suge winning that one as well. So,
yo, the next battle, my brother.
Tez and Ryder.
Cortez
and Ryder.
This is the most interesting battle.
This
to
actually,
me.
yeah, this is actually This is probably this is the most interesting battle to me. The other battle that I'm really interested in as well is a Snake and Math, but Tez and Ryder, yes.
There's a lot on the line right here, man.
This is look. Both Goonies are on this card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ryder and Glue,
Right.
but both of them cannot leave here with debateables.
Right.
They have to leave with wins.
And yo, these guys have been talking smack to each other
For a while.
minute.
For a while.
For a minute. Ryder's been down talking Tez as if he's not the vet. Like, whatever.
He talks
I don't
about
need to
Cortez.
battle you.
Yeah,
Like-
he talks about Cortez in a tone where it's like, what's the big deal?
Right.
Like what's so good about Cortez? That's how he talks about him.
Right. And I'm like, yo, this dude was on the first smack card. Like, show him some love. You know what I'm saying?
See, I have a list of names here for Cortez that
Talk
he's
to me.
battled. That they were up and coming guys. That he was the bigger guy at the time, giving the guy a shot. The list goes on. A Ward, I thought he lost that match.
I thought he won that match. bro.
Prez Mafia, we see what happened.
Killed
Ishmula,
him.
we see what happened.
Right.
D Flames, he beat him.
Mhm.
Tycoon Tax.
Mhm.
Jims wasn't that great of a battle, but he gave Jims that look regardless. But the point is, Cortez doesn't lose these opportunities very often. But the last time I can remember Cortez probably losing a match where he gave somebody a shot like this goes back to probably 6 years ago when he battled Tay-Rock, when they were both the first. That was both their first. That was
yeah.
both their first main event on URL.
Right.
And it was a good battle, but Tay-Rock was still coming up. Cortez had already done a handful of things, had a handful of accolades. They battled, and Tay-Rock kind of took off more from that. He won the war long term, but Ryder.
That was his launch. That was his launching battle. I felt like the K-Shine battle was the one that said, "All right, you belong here full time."
Right.
Because the Suge battle outside was kind of
It was okay. It was their first battle.
It was like, hey,
it was
it's
okay.
outside.
It's just
Y'all
okay.
got
right.
on long tees and do rags, whatever.
Right,
So-
right.
and then once he battled Shine, I was like, all right, cool. This dude can stay. And then once he battled Tez, like you said, when you put it in that perspective, man, Tez was the dude giving ultimately the shot.
He gave a lot of guys
And
shots.
Tay-Rock took that shot and propelled.
He doesn't lose them often.
Not at all. Now, is Ryder above the level where those guys were at the time where
Unfortunately,
Tez gave him that
I
shot?
am a big fan of Ryder, so I don't say this to disrespect him or downplay him, but absolutely not. 2017, he had his 2-on-2s, and he had an impressive win over Prez Mafia. Like, when I saw the battle live the first time, and this is the first time...
a good Press Mafia, too.
This is the first time Champion of the Night is being given. Like, the award is
Right.
the money's being distributed to somebody, so I didn't know how it worked. I thought it was performance of the night. He battled a good Prez and beat him maybe 3-0. I'm thinking, all right, this is performance of the night. As I watched the battle over and over again, I realized, okay, well, this Prez was just much better than he's been in the last couple of battles. That's one.
Right.
2, you're home, so that definitely gave you an advantage. 3, you were the favorite going into the battle. And 4, you battled the Prez that choked. You had no pressure.
Right.
So this is your first battle after not having an individual battle such a long time. Not that he's bad, he's really good, but I just wanted to see him with some fire under him right before he got to this match because he's battling a pissed off Cortez. That's not a good sign for him.
Not at all, man. And Poppy is pissed because that last battle he had with O-Red,
Look, it is what it is. He lost the battle, but he did amazing to the point where he would have beaten 7-8 names that night.
Right. However, when you go back home and you're sitting there and you're by yourself and you're sitting there and you're thinking about it, you could believe you beat him. You could even feel like if he felt like he won in his heart of hearts, there's nothing that's gonna make him feel down or bad about the battle.
V, is there any Ryder performance that can beat what Cortez did to O-Red? Ryder has what, 12, 14 battles?
Does he?
Is there just about anywhere around that range? Is there any Ryder performance you can think of that's like, damn, that?
I don't know, but he could bring the rounds of his life this battle.
That's the fortunate part, the window of mystery.
I mean, but then again, it's also like this too. It's like if he's spitting what people want to hear on that night, because Battle Rap 2 is based on
The time.
what's going on that night. What's
Right.
the vibe that's going on? What do people want to hear? I mean, you could always have your formats and general guidelines of what will work. But then there comes a time where if this is what they want to hear tonight and he's cooking like this tonight, there's nothing you could do about it.
Right.
And they're back down there in the hometown. He had a great showing last time. I think he's only going to learn and improve from his battles. This is, regardless of what he said about Tez, I think he knows Tez is well respected, and this is a good opportunity for him to come up. No matter how much he's been downplaying it, I think Ryder knows this is a great opportunity to come up.
I think timing matters
and make
all
a
the
name
time
off
in
of
battle
this.
rap. Timing is so key and special. That's why, like, one match I've always like promoted that I really want to happen is Ryder and Loso. I wanted to come into fruition in this moment of time where they both have maybe 2-3 battles and then they meet somewhere down the line after they've fully grown.
Right.
And I think Ryder obviously has the potential to beat a Cortez. But from what we've seen, it's hard to say Ryder has enough skills in the arsenal to beat a Cortez yet. We haven't seen how he reacts to these moments. And more importantly, in Cortez's last 2 battles, you had him winning against A-Ward. He out-rapped A-Ward.
Yeah.
I thought A-Ward was more direct, but he out-rapped A-Ward easily.
Man, the way he, first of all, those shades, he needs to bring those Cartier shades every time he comes out. He needs to bring them Hennessy-colored shades out every time he battles. Because when them shades are hanging off his nose and he's looking down at the dude, like the old dude at the bodega who hasn't been around in a few years, came back and still got that rep, like, yo, I'm still good out here. Like Cortez, this is a bounce-back battle. It's weird to say a bounce-back battle because he did great.
He did so good versus O-Red. Like, that's why, like, it's to me, it's like, guys, we get it. He lost to Red. Maybe some of you have him losing 3-0, but don't say that was a bad Cortez.
But he can't lose to Ryder.
Absolutely not. Unfortunately, this is a must-win for both guys.
This is crazy to say this is a must-win.
This can't be a debate. Yeah, that's crazy to me too. That's crazy to me too because like I hate that there's always situations where Cortez is in like a box and he's being disrespected and he's got to fight out of it. Like I'm tired of seeing Cortez fight out of these boxes. Like he deserves these. He deserves the place that he should be getting. He should deserve the respect from the fans and the culture that he should be receiving. Like, who's to say, oh, he must be Ryder? That's crazy. But unfortunately, he has to make an example out of him.
He has to. Yeah, because unfortunately, it's like some of the other guys in his, vet range, they get these passes, man, where you can lose to this guy. You can lose to this guy. Clips has that luxury.
A lot of guys have that luxury.
He can take 2-3 L's, and they're like, it doesn't make a difference. But it feels like with Core, like there's always that pressure of like, oh, you got to perform in this one. And I think he does know that. And once again, man, I'm pulling out that Brooklyn card, man. I'm going with Cortez 2-1, man. I'm going with Cortez 2-1. Don't make me look bad, Poppy. You know what I'm saying? Come through for your boy, man.
A couple more things for me about the Cortez and Ryder battle, too. So let's give a little bit of like devil's advocate. Like what can Ryder do to come out and be victorious? He has the perfect element of surprise. We have not seen a Ryder at full potential. We have not seen a Ryder, fully motivated, battling somebody that's ready to kill him. And more importantly, in the area he's going to be in, I think that area probably will cater more to Ryder than Cortez. So he has a couple of advantages, and I think he realizes the moment that he's in, and he says to himself like, okay, if I put on a debatable here, it's gonna get swept under the rug. Like no one's like my stock won't rise drastically.
It's not gonna get him to
will it fall drastically, and then I won't advance to the next move. I need to have a breakout performance because he's battled, he's looked good, but he has not broken out yet.
Right? Because even in the last battle, like it was great, but there weren't any defining. You know what I'm saying?
It was just
moments.
It was a clean win that you probably watch once, twice max, and then you move on.
So he definitely needs to.
Needs a moment. Yeah, he needs a moment.
He needs a moment, man. He needs.
That could be a shocking factor for Cortez because Ryder's always strong in his first round, so he might just take the first off rip because he's always strong in his first. I don't find Cortez to always be the strongest in his first. I find him always putting his battles towards the end, and Ryder has a moment in any of the other rounds.
Oh, yo, another thing, man. Tez, if you saving something for the third round that you need to speak about, please, man, make it be something heavy, man. Make it be something that is worth listening to, man.
It'll be interesting if Ryder takes that angle and uses it to him.
Yo.
You see?
Hold on. No one's used that on him yet?
I'm sure it's happened.
But I mean, like, effectively and, like, really, like, brought it home. Yo, that would be ill, man. That would be ill. But he's got to have – you don't even need nothing to speak about, man. Tez just got to be clean and – he's got to put on a Prez Mafia type performance.
That's
it.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Just bring the same aura, same. You know who was another good Cortez? Cortez versus Cicero.
it's funny. I also had that on the list. Cicero isn't a new guy, but he was getting a
Right.
good opportunity to re-enter
Right.
the scene. So Cortez also given a shot.
Right.
Because
And he cooked him.
Cicero skipped the PG process.
Skipped it.
He went straight to the one-off.
Right.
And he got cooked by Cortez.
Yeah, Tez got to bring the Cicero Press
Press
Mafia,
Mafia.
and that's it. And he should win that. If he does that, he should win that. So Tez, if you listening, Cicero, Press Mafia, Poppy, you need to bring that style, in my humble opinion, to this battle, and you're gonna come out with the clear victory.
What did you
man.
think of Cortez and Twerk? Did you have Cortez winning that match?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched that match one time.
I like that match.
I watched it one time. It didn't really catch me like that, and I didn't go back to it, man. Like, I wasn't overwhelmed by it.
I think it's good for a round.
But you know what I mean? When there's so many battles, it's like, and the magnitude, like, you're on Summer Madness. I know it's a surprise battle. I was just expecting more.
I didn't like the Cortez first Summer Madness debut was a surprise battle. I wish it was promoted.
Versus
and Twerk, it made sense. Twerk was getting the push all 2017,
right.
so that's fine. He
all
was,
day long.
That's fine. He was a surprise match, but he definitely is another example of him battling a younger guy where he didn't fall back or back down, and he used a lot of his skills and his vet tactics to sway over the match. If you remember in that match, even if you have Twerk winning, Twerk wasn't poised.
No, not at all.
In the first round, Twerk's like, "Oh, the crowd's asleep,
Right,
bro.
right.
You got the crowd at 3 p.m. and you're the first
You're
battle
the
of the
first
night.
person,
You
man.
can't complain the
People
crowd is
sitting there
sleeping.
waiting for bars, bro.
Yeah, you probably have the freshest ears of the night.
Yep.
And there's a couple times he was a little upset with the crowd. They didn't react to some of his lines, and it happens with Twerk. But the point is that Twerk was not ready for that situation, and I don't think Ryder is neither.
But it's not as big of a stage either.
You're right.
You know what I mean? It's a
You're
smaller
right.
stage, it's a
Right.
more intimate setting. Like,
But that also favors Cortez then.
Tez should win, man. Tez, you better win, brother. Next battle, my dude.
We're gonna go straight to the main event now. The last battle on the card: Charlie Clips and Av. Listen, we talked about this briefly last time, and we both had Charlie Clips outclassing Av. But I looked back at the tapes. I'm not switching my pick, but I'm going to present some facts to you.
Talk to me.
And I want you to think about this, and I want you to tell me how would you counter this argument. Now, in Clips' resume, about 60 battles, he's had about maybe 6 to 8 battles with like pure punchers that you will put in the same category as Av. And the names go as this: Rum Nitty, Young Cannon, Conceited, Danny Myers, O-Rad, B Magic.
Right.
6 matches. 2 of them big size rooms. 2 of them mid rooms. The 2 of them and the other 2 small rooms. And Charlie Clips only won 2 of those matches out of those 6. He beat Conceited, but that was a scrimmage.
Right.
He beat a very bad O-Red while being very average himself.
Yo, his third round was fire.
That was the most vulnerable I've seen Clips. If O-Red did not take advantage.
Yo.
But then you think of the other punches, right? Other punch for punch battles he's had with pure punches. Danny Myers cleaned them up. I'm not gonna lie, and I was shocked by that. Rum Nitty, it was a decent Rum Nitty, but Clips also
It
played
was a lackluster battle.
It was
though.
a lackluster battle.
And then with Clips, it's like, when are you getting Clips? Are you getting a Clips that needs to pay his rent at the time? Or are you getting a Clips that's good, doesn't need the bread, but just taking the extra bread?
And then his battle with Magic, which was like the first time he's battled a
Right.
pure puncher.
Yeah, he got
He had-
bruised. Yeah.
he had a great opener and then kind of just declined and fizzled out.
Fizzled out.
Fizzled
And
out.
Magic was boom, boom,
and Magic just
boom,
stood consistent.
boom, uppercuts.
So the trend that I've noticed with all these punchers and Clips, he also beat Young Cannon, but that was a 1-round battle.
Right.
The trend that I've noticed with Clips and all the punches is that the punches come with 3 consistent rounds, even if they're not all explosive. And we all know Clips for not having consistency at times.
And consistency kills. And we know that.
Now, the flip side to this resume that I just broke down with his pure punches is that we can say he's failed maybe 5 out of 6 times or 4 out of 6 times
Right.
with all these names. He didn't give the best version of himself.
Right.
He has enough in the game tapes to
Go back,
rewind, watch some film,
Exactly.
and figure out what to do.
Matter of fact, earlier today I was watching the 2-on-2 versus the Cannons. This dude's got so much personality. He's going into preacher mode, dropping punchlines, dropping new moves. And he's super rejuvenated again, man. Like you said, he can go back to the game tapes and say, okay, that third round was fire. That second round was fire. That first round is fire. And as we know, Charlie's been on Wildin' Out for like the past year, 2 years. So he's not dependent on battle rap to pay his bills anymore. So we've seen a way more focused Charlie now that his paper is right. And his paper's all the way right now. So, Av, you could be in trouble, my brother.
Does it not put concern in you that Clips has struggled with pure punches in the past? Like, seeing all the names we've had, do you not feel concerned? Like, wow, like, I don't know if Av is better than all these guys career-wise, but right now, and as far as prime, Av is more dangerous than probably some of these guys were in their time. You know.
But my thing is, I don't think Av can outclass Clips, and I don't think Av has enough presence to really overwhelm that what is Charlie Clips. You know what I'm saying? Like, Av is a phenomenal puncher, and he's known for that. But you have to be punching at such an incredible rate, and your punchlines have to be so amazing that you're still keeping my attention by the end of this third round.
And Av doesn't do that?
Not all the time.
A lot of the time.
Not all the time. Sometimes after a while, it's like the Rum Nitty effect, you know. But at least but with Rum, it's like the same topic. Oh, you know, it's the gun punchline. Av spreads his out a little bit more. He'll bring in, you know, TV shows, movies, sports. He mixes it up. It's a mixed bag, but it's the same
name
thing.
flip.
Right.
And honestly, it's like some of the wordplay in his punchlines are complex.
But the thing is, will he have enough energy to carry this out? This is what I noticed about Av. His energy gets drained. He's a big boy. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he's working on keeping that wind up. But when you start seeing the guy getting drained, those punches don't land as hard when you can't put out that same energy you had in the first round in the third round. You know what I mean? And I think Clips can cruise through this, man. He's got it dripping through his pores. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's just ready, man. He's just ready to prove that, yo, I'm back on the URL. Like, I need to make a statement.
I think
again. I'm gonna cook.
There's vulnerability on both sides where we've seen Clips struggle with pure punches. But all the battles that I have Av losing in are people that have more of the total package. Like, that Suge he battled that night was probably one of his best performances.
Right.
So, like, Suge brought a different level than just his lyricism and his punches and his aggression. He brought performance, his stage presence, and all these moves.
Exactly.
So he lost that battle.
Exactly.
And then he loses also to me. He lost to T-Top, who was very versatile in Summer Madness 6. He lost to Geechee Gotti, who was very versatile.
Right.
That's why I have Clips winning, because of versatility.
Exactamundo.
But let's not underestimate that Clips has struggled with pure punchers.
So you think it's gonna be more so just like more like an even matchup? You think it's
I
gonna
think
be
this is another
debatable?
match on the card that would look good if it's debatable, and I'll tell you why. Because Av has been looking good in his debatables. Rum Nitty, debatable.
Right.
Looks great. Geechee Gotti, debatable. Looks great.
Right.
Chess, not debatable because of the chokes, but
Right,
still
right.
good back and forth.
He did his thing.
He did his thing.
Skip to my loot on.
Right. You look good regardless. So he looks best in his form where there's replay value, not when it's a pure win.
Right.
Are we going to watch Av and B Magic again when it drops? No. We're going to watch Av and Rum Nitty and Av and Geechee
Right.
and Av and T-Top.
Right.
So Clips hasn't had a battle in a long time on URL where it's like, oh my God, this is back and forth. Let's watch this. Like, the last time we probably had a performance like that, maybe we get Suge.
Yeah.
And that was a while ago already. So Clips needs another one of those on his belt where he says, yo, this is going to hit 1 million, maybe 2 million views. This is going to be a good battle. You're going to watch it over and over again. You might switch your pick between it all. Not classic, but it needs to be a solid back and forth.
I think it's going to be a fire back and forth, man. And the clips that I've been seeing lately, man, he hasn't been letting me down. And I've been, like, thoroughly entertained by him. And for me, when I watch battles, I base it like this. When it's done, who was I more entertained by? And when I say entertained, I don't mean ha-ha, he-he. I mean, like, were your bars keeping my attention a whole lot more than this guy's everything else? Are your punches keeping my attention more than his jokes, than his, schemes and everything else? Like, that's how I base it. And the way I'm looking at this, man, I think Clips is going to bring more of an entertainment factor, and I think he's just ready to take this battle, man.
It's going to be a good match.
It's going to be a good match.
I want to talk a little bit about comparing the first Born Legacy Supreme and the second Born Legacy Supreme, the one we're going to have coming up right now. is interesting, right? Because when you think of the first Born Legacy Supreme, really wasn't that great of an event. You
Right.
know, like you had a lot of the vets, sophomores battling. A lot of the outcomes came out really one-sided. Like I feel like Twerk beat Will clearly, Will fumbled, Young Cannon beat Jack, JC beat Chess, Mike P and Big T didn't
was
have a
clear
good battle
sided,
that
yeah.
you don't really watch again. There's a lot of battles there that's like they're okay battles. And I feel like now they rerouted the formula where they're like, okay, we're gonna mix everything in. We're gonna add some tension here, where these two guys realize they have to win. We're gonna add some ease here, where these two guys clash so much that all they got to do is perform. We're gonna bring some ease here, where these two guys had to put on the show. So they're realizing a variety of
They
matchups.
got great matchups on this one, man. And it's only what 5-6 battles on the card.
So 6 battles.
So it's like
It's a decent card for a small room. It'll go by quick.
I think it's actually a fire card, man. You got guys from the West, you got guys from everywhere coming out. And URL's really got one cooking with this one, man. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fire card back and forth. It's not just relying on solely ticket sellers and clickers. It's like they really got some good matchups here, man. They got a little something for everybody on this plate.
Early pick.
Talk to me.
Who do you have for champion of the night?
Champion of the night. Oh, man.
Pull out the
Who
card
we got
right
on here
here.
again? Ay, 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 ay.
I think I have my champion.
Oh, man. Damn. All right. So I say I got Clips winning. I got Tez winning. I got Math winning. I got Jerry winning. I got Kichi winning. Shit.
So, my champion, well, I'll give you a minute to think.
Go for it.
My champion of the night would be Cortez. Because he realizes the fashion that he has to win in.
Uh-huh.
He has all of the opportunity because of the inexperience of his opponent to execute on that mission. He's more than capable lyrically to give us that kind of assignment. The room caters to him, and he realizes that his last match, he lost the battle by giving somebody the champion of the night. So he has to add a little chip on his shoulder. Beyond Ryder, he has a chip of old Red still and the
Right.
culture to say, if I come back and win champion of the night,
Cook
this
guy. Right.
that erases and that gives him such a resilience bounce back.
You know what, man? I'm going to go with a controversial left field pick, my brother, for champion of the night. I'm going to go with the one and only, the infamous Math Hoffer for
Ooh.
champion of the night, my brother. I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to cook. I could be completely wrong and look
Right.
crazy after this battle drops,
Right.
man. But I want to go with a left field pick, man. I want to go with someone no one is expecting to win. Because not for nothing, man, when Math battled T-Top, people gave him a lot of help. But the dude had a kid that day. You know what I'm saying? He had a kid that day, didn't sleep. Like, of course, he looked terrible up there. I think this is a chance for him to really redeem himself on the one-on-one tip on the URL stage, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just a sentimental pick for me. I want to see. I need the Giants to still be Giants in this game. You know what I'm saying?
It will be really.
It would be
It
dope.
would be really good for Math to like be
It would be
motivated
dope,
to
man.
want to get that.
Yeah.
If he wins the match prior,
Oh my god!
and then wins champion of the night,
Oh my god!
that instantly.
That's an instant
That's
comeback, man.
back-to-back weeks of winning bonuses in your matches, where that
What?
instantly puts him in a like contention of
Yeah.
champion of the year. That's easily right.
Easily,
you know?
man. Math has the most to.
He has the most. He has the most to lose
gain in this
and the most
battle,
to gain
too.
for
Yeah,
sure.
man. Math definitely got the most to gain, and I think that's gonna be a fire battle. I think that's gonna be my battle of the night, personally, man.
I'm not mad at that because that's the match I'm most interested in seeing. My dark horse as well. I probably would have picked JC for champion of the night, but I have a theory where opening battles are crippled from.
But you think they're gonna make him go first, though?
Maybe. But if he doesn't, point is, I believe opening battles are crippled to winning performance of the night awards. Because they're setting the
as
tone.
the night goes through, it's like
So it doesn't really give them the fair chance. I mean, like, you got to think to yourself. If the first battle you see when you enter an event is the best battle on
then
the
that means
card,
the night is terrible.
then that means the night wasn't that good.
Right.
So then what do you want? You to have a great performance and the rest of the night be subpar?
Exactly.
Or, you set the tone and continue to elevate the night.
Exactly.
And more importantly, with the anticipation of the night, like sometimes it just elevates itself.
And then people usually remember what they heard last anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like the later battles tend to get weighed a little bit different than the earlier battles. Because by that time, you on your 5th, 6th, 7th drink, who knows what else you've been doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, who's gonna remember those first opening, a couple of battles, the bars? Like, it's not until you get home and you watch the pay-per-view that you could really break it down. Because if they're doing it in the building, it's gonna be extremely hard for the first battler to win that. So lucky for them, they don't do it that way. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only chance that JC or Geechee would have to win, is that it's not just based on in the building. Because in the building, first battle will never win Battle of the Night. I mean, not Battle of the Night. Will never win Champion of the Night.
Night.
It's not
whatever award.
It ain't happening.
I don't think so.
But it's going to be fire, though, man.
Do you think there needs to be more than one award per night?
No.
What
then
about,
we just start getting crazy.
No, I mean, there's something to think about down the line. Because Champion of the Night and Performance of the Night means two different things at this point. We realize that.
But
Body Bag of the Night, if you get the clears 3-0, but it's not the best performance, that matters.
Yeah, but then it's like in my opinions, they need smack them. Everyone needs to get together, or league by league, have your own awards at the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
King of the Dot did that. Yeah,
King of the Dot did that this year. URL needs to do their own. RBE should do their own, because these guys are putting on all year long. You know what I mean? And it's like, you got to reward them with something. Make them feel like, make them feel like, yo, I got something. There's a physical piece of hardware that I have. Because all the money you make, it's gone by the time you get that. That first half is paying your rent or your car note. That second half is already spent by the time you got it.
I just feel like, unfortunately, like, the Champion of the Night and everything as well as like them giving these awards, I love it. But I feel like since it's so new, it's still not perfected into a certain guideline where like I get confused, right? Mr. Wavy won, Champion of the Night because he was an underdog and came out, victorious.
Right.
John the Don was an underdog and also came out victorious. And both their opponents, Rum Nitty and Twerk, both shared a choke in their matches, and they were both underwhelming. But Wavy leaves with the win. John doesn't. It's just similar situations. It's identical.
But then we have to remember, Red was on another level that night.
So that's what I'm saying. Are we awarding the storyline or the individual performance?
I think so the way it's looking, it's looking like a combo. You know what I mean? It's like, if you can come in, have an impactful battle, and you fire.
I'm not mad at either one. If we're gonna pick storyline, I'm down for storyline.
Right.
If we're gonna pick performance, I'm down for it. I just want to know which one is it, because we've seen two cases of champions, and they're a little bit different than what they're supposed to be compared.
But ultimately, we make.
What
it is, right?
You
know what I'm saying?
We choose.
So ultimately, what are we talking about?
I mean, I know they're not choosing it, but I'm saying, like, what are the fans thinking of? Like, what are they?
That's a good question, man. We would have, we gonna have to ask that on Twitter, man. We're gonna have to put a poll up and see, like, what do people actually consider in their Champion of the Night? Like, what's the most important thing to them? Is it the guy with the most fire bars? Is it the guy with the best?
What do you value more in your champion? An underdog winning or a strong, dominant performance? What are you valuing more? Because, to be honest, Wavy's performance versus Twerk, I don't want to downplay it. I really don't. But we can admit it was not dominant.
Right.
You had Twerk choke, and you had Twerk give us the worst strap than ever. But if you remember, Twerk wins the first round. He's just jumping around, the crowd screaming, and then it's just a big momentum shift.
Big shift.
Big shift in momentum.
And I think also, too, Wavy had to fight for that. Like, the first round, he was like...
He was fighting.
He was physically... Not physically. He was fighting that crowd to get their love, man. And we can't underestimate, he had a dominating second round. That second round was crazy.
He did.
And he got him out of his character for the first time.
You're absolutely right about that. And I'm not upset at that. And you know what? After watching the tapes, Wavy definitely deserves it over Ryder.
Right.
But my first initial thought was, Ryder beat Prez in clear fashion.
Right.
And Prez did better than Twerk that night.
I think it's the narrative, man. So
that's what I'm saying. Are we following storyline or are we following performance?
I'm going with the best story, man. Because when you think back and you look at things, you don't always you always tell it in the story form. Yo, this guy came. No one thought this was gonna happen.
Okay.
You know what I
mean? So then we compare Red and John's storyline. Right? I guess Red's story, because Red didn't break a sweat in that match. No disrespect to Cortez, but Red didn't break a sweat. Like, he didn't feel pressure at any moment. Like, every round, Red was like, my round's better than this. My round's better than this. My round's better. Like, he didn't have bit of nervousness in him. I guess the story for Red is maintaining that champion belt and bringing that aura.
Well, he had to defend that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's
So,
not
like,
easy.
You're not really losing
Right?
it, but it's almost like you're defending it.
It's not
So-
easy. And then you look at Cortez's level and you look at Rum Nitty's level. You know what I mean? Like, they're both, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're both kind of.
There's one thing I realized too, right? Because it's hard with these awards. I guess you can't give them the night of. You have to really give it.
You have
to give
you
it
gotta
its
look
time.
back a couple times. You got to watch it a few times.
My first initial thought was John because he was the underdog and he beat Rum 3-0. Rum was supposed to be the most dangerous guy in the game. When you look back, right, and think this is going to be a little crazy, you think about it. You look back and think long term for what O-Red did. If we continue this champion of the year for the next 5 years,
Right.
whoever wins at the end of the year, their first battle following must be a strong performance.
Exactly. It
Red
has to.
Red set a tone and a bar for the future. So like if battle rapper wins 2018, his first battle 2019 has to be fire, obligated.
Because and think about this: with so much pressure on his back to defend that, to defend the 10,000, and everyone hating on him,
Right.
to come in there and be as cool as the Fonz and arguably edge Tez 3-0, who is a super formidable opponent / veteran, like that says something also. You know what I mean? Because it's like Rum Nitty is dope. But John, the pressure he had on him it's not the same as the pressure that O-Red had on him. Plus, you got Jay Black there, and everyone's hyping him up, and you got to you got to defend this brand also. You know what I mean? Like, Red showed up and showed out, man. The narrative is gonna win. It's not gonna be who had the best bars that night or whatever.
I think it's maybe it's a little
It's
mix
gonna
of
be
both. But I think the narrative matters the most. And
Exactly.
I realize now that the narrative of John being the underdog, he was just solely the underdog. It wasn't really nothing as impactful as what O-Red did. Like O-Red set a standard for the rest of battle rap history.
Right, exactly. And that was the first time it was defended.
That's going back. That's why I think Cortez could be champion tonight, because he can be the first guy in this era now with the award being given to lose to the guy to give it and be the first guy to get it back the next event.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
You got to think about that. That would be
crazy.
very crazy.
Oh man! All right, so you got Tez, I got Math for champion of the night, man.
And I think that just about sums it up,
It's
right?
gonna be a fun. I can't wait, man. What is that? May 12th?
May 12th.
Raleigh, North Carolina. You guys are so lucky. You got to show up and show out. Show URL some love. Show the battle rap world some love, man. France, I'm looking forward to this event, my brother. May is going to be on May Madness, man. Yeah, March Madness. That's going to be May Mayhem. That's what it's going to be.
Right now,
man.
we're just cruising, just waiting to get to May at this point.
Oh, man. I'm so excited, man.
Yo, V, man, I think this is about it, man.
My brother, man. Another episode in the can.
You're ready, bro. So if you want, you can follow the show on iTunes, Spotify. Let's Talk Battle Rap. We're gonna have the YouTube coming up, because I know you guys been asking about the YouTube.
Yes,
we're gonna get the YouTube going on. You can follow my guy at Program V _
No, just Program V.
Program V. There you go. You follow my guy at Program V. You can follow me at We Talk Battle Rap on Twitter, IG, and that's it. I'm signing out.
Till next time.
Peace.
Yeah.